Do I believe in God? I don't think so. There have been a couple times in my life where I've been very certain that God exists. For some reason, I just feel it and I know it's true. But that's very rare, and then the moment that leaves, I go, wait, no, that wasn't true. That was just a feeling. So, most of the time, I don't believe God exists, but I always find myself calling myself agnostic when other people ask, just in case. Because sometimes it feels real, but most of the time no.
Do you believe in God?
Excuse me?
I asked, do you believe in God?
I mean, no. I don't know. Why are you asking all of a sudden? You can't just ask someone that out of nowhere.
Do you believe in God? I would like to believe in God. I mean, I've had a very interesting relationship with this. I think I do. I think it's nice to think that there is a God. And it's comforting. It's a good thought. So, why wouldn't I guess, is what I always sort of thought. So, yes, I do.
I was just curious.
Well, okay, fine. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I find myself praying when I really want something to happen, just in case.
So you accept the possibility of a God's existence, but you don't have faith?
What is faith? If it's blind trust, then no, I don't have it.
Okay, well, what do you believe in?
I believe in ghosts.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, maybe not ghosts, but spirits. That some part of a human remains in this world after their body dies.
But there's no proof that's true.
There's also no proof otherwise.
Do I believe in ghosts? No, I don't. I don't really believe in anything that I haven't observed as a person. And ghosts and God, I kind of have the same association with. It's way too convenient that anything otherworldly takes the form of humans in our likeness in relation to us in our world. I think that's too convenient and subservient. If there is anything like ghosts that exist, I don't think they manifest in a way that would affect us or matter so much to us. That feels kind of self-aggrandizing.
So, what do you think happens when someone dies?
That's it. They're over. The person ceases to exist.
But how pointless is that? That we live and we die and there's no purpose behind any of it?
I think the fact that we die is the whole point. It's what makes life precious and worth living.
What is the meaning of life? I have two thoughts on this. One is that there isn't one, that we don't have a reason for being here, biologically, scientifically, whatever. We're just animals that evolved a certain way to be able to talk, and then from talking we got all the other things like philosophy and war. And the other thing I think is that maybe we are here for a reason, and if we are, it's to try to leave as good of an impact on the people around you as you can, because I don't think there's really much point in trying to, I mean, I don't know. It's nice to leave an impact on the world, but for me, personally, I'd rather just try to make the people around me happy, or the people I care about, try to have a positive net gain of being on Earth. So for me, I guess that's the meaning of life.
But I also don't think I'm ever going to die.
Isn't your way of seeing the world a little self-centered?
I didn't choose to think this way. It's just how I feel. And it's not like any of this affects how I live day to day. I can be selfish and still try to act selflessly.
You're a mess of contradictions.
I'm okay with that.
So what do you believe?
What is my understanding of how the universe functions? Whenever I think of this question, my head instantly goes to entropy and that the universe is constantly spreading and expanding and falling apart. And it feels like humanity and everything we create is kind of an attempt to reverse that. It feels like we're fighting against the current whenever we build anything because it will eventually fall apart. Yeah, I feel like the world is predestined to move towards chaos, and humans are kind of building a boat on a river that's near a waterfall, and even as the boat begins to solidify, they're eventually just going to go over a cliff anyway. But I don't mind that. I think it's fun while it lasts.
I'm asking you what you believe because I don't know what I believe.
I don't think my responses will help you. We're coming at this from completely different places.
Why do we believe what we do? Is it because of how we were raised? Do people experience other supernatural phenomena that I don't? How do I trust something that I cannot sense?
I think that just because you don't know something, it doesn't mean it's not real or true. The world exists outside of your relationship to it.
Does it?
Yes.
Okay then.
How can this line of thinking not affect your interactions with other people?
Just because other people may not exist doesn't mean I'm going to spend my time treating them unkindly.
But how do you know what kindness is in an amoral universe? And how do you distinguish between what matters and what doesn't?
I don't know. This is all just intuition. Maybe there isn't a logic to any of it.
How important is philosophy to the way I live? Philosophy is pretty important. I spend a lot of time thinking about everything. There's a time where I was like, oh, nihilism. Everything means nothing. We are here for no reason, and that's still kind of there. I had an existential crisis recently where I was looking around and I was like, oh boy, this doesn't exist. This is all fake. This is like some kind of weird simulation. So I've been thinking about that for a while. I mean, this is not a good example, but if you're like up high on a building and you look down, everything looks wrong. Like it just looks like they didn't code it right or something. Like it just looks weird, like looking down from up high. So I think that's proof that it's all fake.
Do you believe in fate?
What? Why?
I believe in fate, that my life will go a certain way no matter what I do.
That's not even what fate is. Things don't simply fall into place.
Don't they though?
And furthermore, how boring and lazy is that? That we don't have any power over our lives and things will just happen regardless of our efforts or consideration?
I find it comforting.
Whatever works, I guess.
Is there anything we do agree on?
Probably plenty, but I don't think that's the point.
What is the point?
Maybe it's that question and how we each answer it for ourselves.
Do I exist? I think so. I think that's the only thing I do know for certain is that I exist, even if nothing else does. I don't think I would be okay with the notion that I don't exist because I wouldn't know how to. I feel like I observe the world in relation to myself, and if there is no myself, I don't know how to relate to anything around me. So I do believe that I exist.
Do I exist? This was the cause of my crisis. I don't know. The answer most of the time would be yes, because I'm like, oh, I'm here, I exist, I can touch things. But like, in a very real way, I have to say that I don't. I have this sneaking suspicion that I don't exist. Yeah, it'd be nice to exist, I'd say. I'd like to believe that I exist. But, all evidence points to no, and by all evidence I mean I have no evidence that I don't exist. All evidence points to yes, but I choose to believe no, because that feels more correct somehow.